You know, you got to keep in mind, these are, you know, all of my greatest friends in poker. And so really we were just coming together and enjoying each other. And that was so much of what people liked about the shows, and hopefully still like about the show currently, is that they really felt like they were just hanging out with three guys, you know, in a basement or in a living room, talking poker, talking about whatever was going on our nights before. And I think that we did that really well. You know, we made that come across, that our fans are our buddies. You know, we still try to do that. Whenever we run into them on the road now, Ali, you know, he's like, oh, what's going on? We've hung out with several of them, you know, for whole nights and stuff. So it's been fun. It's just been a really good time.
All right, now let's go. Why start Poker Road?
I don't know, man. I ask myself that question
every day. It's going to be the
day.
death of you.
Every day, man. Why start Poker Road? Well, I guess it's a two-parter. You know, the first part was when Scott and I did the circuit, we always talked about, man, we should start our own company. You know, we would do this better than anybody else. You know, it would be funnier, it'd be more reverent. You know, we would have better takes on things. People would dig it so much more. So that kind of, you know, planted the seed. You know, and that was always in the back of our heads. You know, we're always chatting about this. You know, should we do it? Should we do it? Should we do it? And then after PokerWire Radio went down, you know, Full Tilt decided to close PokerWire, the website itself.
Oh, I know.
So, you know, they shut that down, and obviously that meant that we were going to go. And I just had enough of it. You know, I was never one of those people in life. I didn't like somebody shutting me down, and I didn't like somebody having say over what I was going to be able to do. So more than anything, it just pissed me off. You know, I mean, really, I mean, it was my project. This was my thing, and I was sick of it. So I just decided to start my own thing. You know, little did I know just what an undertaking that is, you know, to do. I mean, maybe if we had just done the radio show, it would have been a lot easier. But, of course, I have to bite off much more than I can chew, like I always do. And we decided to do the whole website. So in terms of the nuts and bolts, that's how it came about. And then in terms of myself, I mean, again, I have no doubt in another 2 or 3 years I will get bored and decide to, like, hunt whales or something. You
and
know,
then we'll all be out of jobs.
You guys will have jobs. That's the thing. I will make sure you guys are cool. I will head to Alaska, you know, and do some crazy thing. Because I just get too bored. You know, and it's something that I love about myself and I hate about myself. It's very, very difficult. But I do. I mean, I don't think there's anything I could come up with that I could do for the rest of my life. I don't think it exists, you know. So I've no doubt I'll do something else, and Poker Road is the new something else, you know. But it's tough, man. It has proven to be much more of a challenge than I had anticipated it being.
What's on your mind more, poker or poker business?
Oh, Poker Road, for sure. It's not even close. Which, you know, to the detriment of my poker playing. You know, luckily I've been able, you know, I still feel like I put up, you know, pretty decent results. I've cashed the last, you know, couple WPTs and whatnot. But there's no question it's Poker Road. You know, when I was here at the World Series 2008, I mean, it's ridiculous. I'd come in, do the radio show, and then I would walk to play in the tournament, and I would literally, for the first 45 minutes, would be getting texts, you know, from different people, whether it was salespeople or, you know, whether it was, you know, the radio show needs this or the website needs this or that. And it just was, I mean, it was nuts. I would never, ever try to do what I tried to do this last year. It just didn't work. My play, you know, I didn't play well. I mean, I ran really badly, but I did not play well. My head was not in it.
But you kind of knew it wasn't going to work. You know, do you remember at the World Series, Maury Escandani said he doesn't know how you do it.
Right, Maury did say that. But, you know, but again, I mean, I'm stubborn, you know, to my credit, or to my discredit, probably a little bit of both. You know, I felt like I could do all of it. I could run the company, do the radio show, and I could play poker, which is pretty ridiculous, you know, when you say it now, sitting, you know, a couple months later. But I really thought I could do it. It did not work out, obviously. You know, and next, there's no question if, you know, everything is still the same as it was this year, last year, that I'm not going to play that many events. It's just stupid. It's just suicide. It's throwing away money. And, you know, if nothing else, I was so frustrated. This last World Series was probably 2 months. I don't want to say 2 months, the worst months of my life or anything, but they were rough. I mean, I was frustrated. I was pissed off. I was in a bad mood. I was irritated. You know, because that's what happens when you focus on too many things, especially when you're competitive and you want to be great at things. You know, I couldn't be good at any of them.
Right.
I did all of them at like a 60% clip, which made me frustrated, which made me irritated, and made it all not work out. And it just really was just a bad situation overall.
All right, well, how much longer do you think you see yourself playing poker?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I think for me, it's always the same. It could be one day or it could be 10 years. You know, I don't put any rules on it. You know, I never have in my life on anything I've ever done. You know, I never say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. A lot of people have that life plan. You know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have children. With me, it's just completely variable. I have zero rules. You know, I literally could do nothing but play poker, and if that makes me happy, I'll do it. And if I want to move out to Alaska, like I was saying, and hunt whales and whatever. And
I think you really want to move to Alaska.
I might do that. I might do that after this right here. But I'll do that. I mean, if that makes me happy, then I'll do it. So, I have absolutely no rules. So it could, again, I really have no way to answer that. Just as long as it feels right, I'm doing what I would like to be doing, and I'm happy, then I'll be doing it. But if I'm not, I won't be. I'll be out of here. I promise you that.
All right, my last question's a toughie.
Bring it.
Will Joe Sebok win a 10K event first, or will the Cubbies win a World Series?
Wow. Well, this year, I mean, you have to say the Cubbies are going to win the World Series this year if you have to weigh those two. Because Sebok 10, I don't think that's going to happen.
You're putting the Cubbies, who haven't won in how long? 100
you have
years?
to keep in mind right now, the Cubbies, as of this recording, 29 games over 500. Unbelievable squad. Unbelievable squad. Hitting, unbelievable. Lead the league in offense. Pitching's unbelievable. Defense is pretty decent. I think we're about 4th in the league. A better question would be, which would you rather have? That would be the better question.
Okay, well, let's do it. Which would you rather?
Probably the Cubs. Probably the Cubs. I've always said there are a few things that I love in this world. Very few things. The Cubs are one of them. Mm-hmm. And I've always said that the day that the Cubs win the World Series, whenever that will be, if that will be, will unequivocally be one of the best days of my life. I guarantee I will cry. To this day, the last time I cried from sports was in 2003. With the Bartman debacle and all that nonsense. I cried. Absolutely cried. Mm-hmm. So, I just know it will be just pure joy, to see that team. I followed them my whole life. I remember watching Cubs games with my grandmother when I was a little boy, Jody Davis and all those guys. Literally, it's one of those, silly tales of somebody their whole life they grew up and they did this. But with that said, I want to win a 10K, man. I really would like to get both. Maybe I'll get lucky and both of them will happen this year. That probably won't happen, though.
All right, guys, you heard it. Cubbies are going to win.
Oh, man. It'd be so nice. I'd be so happy.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.